My name is Ryan and I'm in recovery. Yeah, just to reply to this question, who pays for the gear? Because surely it's tricky putting that in the books, from James. Yeah, it was definitely tricky. A lot of the time the DJs would pay for it themselves, but yeah, other times we'd maybe just take cash from like the door money and use that. But that was generally something that was a bit frowned upon by the bosses, so I would often just have to get it myself, pay for it myself, and then I'd invoice the company I worked for afterwards. What was quite funny is that obviously when I first kind of started in industry and was like new to these sort of things, I remember kind of going to someone else I worked with and was like, what's the deal here, like how does it work? And he was like, oh, you just have to invoice it, and if you put it through as flowers, like when the invoice is like what it is that you're paying for, you list it as flowers. It's like they accounts will basically kind of know what it means and not question it. So yeah, I got into the habit of sorting out the DJ's drugs for them, paying for it myself in cash, and then on the Monday I'd write out an invoice that said £200 for flowers or whatever, send it to the accounts department, and then generally they would pay me pretty quickly. And there was one time where there was a particular DJ that was just on a mad one and picked up loads. I sorted it out and then sent the invoice to accounts the next day, and the guy from accounts rang me and he was like, I need to chat to you about this flower situation, because I don't understand why a nightclub that's like kind of all industrial and kitted out like that needs to be spending so much money on flowers. He's like, I've been to the club, I've never even seen these flowers that you keep buying and spending so much money on. And obviously I was kind of laughed, thinking, is this like a wind up? Because I'd assumed in all the times I'd send him the invoice for the flowers, it's a bit of a like nudge nudge wink wink, like he knows really what it is, but then he just kind of doesn't question it. But it turns out that the whole time he actually thought I was invoicing for flowers. At least I think so, because I kind of laughed and was like, well, you kind of know what it is for. And he was like, oh, like kind of huffed and puffed. And I never kind of plainly said it's for drugs, but I just kind of insinuated it. He's some kind of older guy. I don't know if he understood what I was saying, but yeah, it was kind of a bit awkward. And yeah, my boss started to get a bit annoyed that these flower bills were costing more and more. So I then, after a while, started trying to would say to the DJs, they're like, can you get me drugs? I'd be like, yeah, you've got to give me the money, or at least send me the money and I'll go and draw it out, and that kind of thing.